Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the swing review of the annual. This is our NXT review from him. This is an NXT review for last night's episode. And overall I um enjoyed a few elements of the space. He got an line debut. We got a title change, and we got some development for the angles coming up. But to kick us off, guys, we start with the killing coming to the ring. You have Tatum Paxton. As the Sean Spears and Nico Van Sol come out, and Tatum Paxton wake up a promo saying how she enjoys hearing the announcement that she's NXT Women's Champion, and she enjoyed giving and she enjoyed giving um she enjoyed giving other competitors in the women's division an opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship. Uh, but then as the dame sort of cuts in and she says to Tatum, you don't need to defend your title as much as you are. He will want you to keep the title in the column. You know how long you've had to fight for this. Each time you defend the championship, you're under a of losing the title. And just before this segment actually kicked in into gear, when Owen came out as he kinda looked at the title, and you're thinking, alright, how long is it going to be before as a dame pulls the trigger and Tatum actually it's going to happen pretty soon, I'd imagine. But then Tatum says to as a yeah, it's okay, I'll try and be a bit more select even my title defences outcomes for to influence. JC James says to Tatum, it's time to choose what kind of champion you're going to be and give it to somebody that deserves a title shot like me. Yeah, I want Marie Hatch as in the couple, and I'll just using you, etc. But the Tatum actually he decides that she wants to defend the title against JCJ in the NXT Golder the Cowan and doing here you go there's some for NXT Golder JC Jane gets a rematch. Pretty good segment and angle development, and it's just a case of as a Dame gonna cost Tatum Paxley in the title match against JAC, or is it the case that she's going to attack Tatum herself based on her facial reactions and body language. I think it's a second option. I think Tatum will attain it golderish. Then we'll see that. But let me know what you guys think. In the back with the NC we then see Chelsea Green, Ethan Page, Chelsea Green, Ethan Page, and Alba Fire. They link up with the Vanity Project. Jackson James has been informed he will defend his and Evolve Championship up against Sean Legacy on Night Goldrush as it's a 2 week event special. Then you have um and you have Eva informing Chelsea Ethan and Alba about Alba's match up against Yahil and on actually we'll see how well that goes later on in the review. But then it goes to the first match of the evening. You have El Grande Americano versus the season one winner of LFG Jasper Roy and then NXT Championship match. El Grande is backed up by Orayo and Bravo Los Americanos, and you have Jasper of Troy with the chains. He kinda reminds me of the very first sort of oops that Abyss had. I think maybe Abyss has sort of passed down his retro to Jasper or Troy, 'cause obviously, if you've seen any of the early ENA content, you see that Abyss used to he'll change to the ring, and yeah, Jasper Troy has kind of got that gimmick now. So yeah, some similarities, and it's funny, sure, as a battle at Cool Slam, and to the surprise of nobody, Jasper or Troy literally destroys El Grande Americano after Rayo and Bravo get kicked out for attempted interference. Jasper Troy hits the ball at home, so in the middle of the ring on this three, and as always, championship matches for the championship are 5 minutes long. Number one contendership matches for the tournament are 3 minutes. And yeah, so Jasper Troy is a new speed champion for them, and yeah, not too much of a surprise because Andy Americano is actually on Triple A shows on Triple A shows um and he's on the Raw as well. So the speed title for El Grande and the Cano is kind of relegated to the pecking order. Also, there's not really too much of a surprise element here. Obviously, what's explicitly stated now that the Speed Championships are exclusive to NXT, and I can't imagine that El Grande Americano or Ludwig Kaiser whichever you prefer would really want to be on he shows so kind of practical. This makes sense. And yeah, they've certainly made a big, and they've certainly made a big deal about trying to build up or Troy. Jasper or Troy is very intense, and Jasper looks as though it can destroy. Jasper looks as though it can destroy anybody, but Booker T especially, um, as he always does, kind of talks up Jasper or Troy because he was his watching LFG season and essentially I think he'll go on to be again better things, but what the speed title will do is kind of bring some order of him destroying people, and I'm not really a fan of this um concept, but if they want to build him up, have him hold to that belt for or quite a while, and as the speed championship um consists of short matches, this is perfect for a destroyer like Jasper or Troy. So yeah, not really too much to complain about or discuss here or like this right decision, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the debate. You see. And the back, you see Jordan Grace actually talked to looking about her upcoming match with Killer Annie Jordan. She says he he'll be Killer Archer the Army. She wants to become a 7-time knockout champion. She said the long before Killer Annie Jordan appeared in the ring. She was a 3-time knockout um, champion. She says Killer Annie Jordan aims her and everyone else for her failures. That's kind of going back to the show own episode that I reviewed not too long ago on the channel, and that was the special NXT and TNA crossover episode. Um, so again, very good to hear that they're following that up. Um, and obviously, the actually after Annie will happen at Gold Rush as NXT titles are also included apparently, and since Kalani Jordan is holding the Knockouts Championship, that gets included and to go older rushes. Mm. And yeah, so then we get our next match on the card as Yahil versus um yeah Yahil versus Alba but just before the match Joe O'Hendry and Yahil try to motivate each other back each a good segment. These who have a lot of chemistry, they're both sort of lovable sort of underdog type characters you can't help but cheer for. So this bit is a nice segment, but then you get to the match, and I thought the match was pretty decent. Alba Fire got some decent offense, and you have a bit you're sitting side at the end of the match, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green tried to interfere, but Chelsea ends up sewing up in Ethan Page accidentally in the East. Alba Fire gets momentarily distracted as their teammates have communication issues and she tries for the worry um it's countered into sunset foul up and and yeah he'll get the victory and it's kinda obvious Ethan and Chelsea all retain the next tag team championships. Them they just got them put on the NXT a triple event, but the title defense will happen at Gilder Rush, and I'm really looking forward to the and the back you see and the back you see so and the area and Eva gives Sean Egg said the news he'll and that he'll be challenging Ginger Axe and Drake for the men's Evolve championship. The so sessions medically well, yeah, and she wants a shot at and she wants a shot at oh, it in order all for the NXT International of American Championship. Eva kind of Eva kind of what tin or the tin get a dance to the she's only a paramour. She's only a paramour. A medical. Yeah, Eva says she's not going to be responsible with so uh, so get Sandra, so yeah, and the Arya, and then the Arya says, well, I not until your best, or but so says no, this is my decision, give me the shot, either the war, or yeah, Hurries. So yeah, you get so look versus um versus oh, in a row at NXT Gold Rush, and it'll be a pretty good it'll be a pretty good match. Obviously, you saw look obviously so look wasn't defeat. It was the area that kind of stepped in as a substitute, as obviously she couldn't offend, obviously due to Sora because injury, and I can see Zaria Austin Soroka had a shot here of it, eventually on the heel. And yeah, and it'll probably right. So look, so I'll probably right. So look off EV as yeah, she's still in that injury ankle. So yeah. So you get interesting times ahead. Then you get a pre-tape or more of the in from hell mm, eh, against talking to the normal version in the road that with them have a sit down conversation, even and the or says you need in the type match against Soul, she's a total package. She's a I can and she's very capable. She's a threat, but together we can together we can uh, her her fear uni the more of a should say out obviously the get of it else no oh, he says genre I'm the version that be seen in your the to be your interesting interesting sort of uh, personality, character development in here, and yeah, good segment, um, and then you get to the avoid, then you get to the avoid on everything, and he makes an announcement. He makes an announcement that it's him and Leon, so he are going up against the Hawks for the NXT Tag Championships. They on a short, he obviously had hangs up that the night before he'll be facing in or in the John Cena last time Um, and it brings up the fact that he's only 21 on and he's competing at MSG, but then Dark's come out and they say, "Oh, like, we've got two of comes because it's easily or upon good in dark state then says when the dark state strikes you won't see it coming and you're going and you're going to destroy you to the eyes and dark state sort of tries to get the jump. You think it's a pre you think that that's the way it or is in the back via um you think he's you think he's on like a conference all basically but he comes out and he makes a save and him and Javon stand all against Ducks. He, and you get another and you get another sort of and you get another sort of information for NXT old Amara Hush. Again I think it'll be an okay sort of match. I think Dark's will retain unfortunately. As they've just put the belts back onto Dark's and yeah, unfortunately, I think Yvonne and Slade are all just come up a bit short. And I do like Javon Evans. I think he's got a personality. Yeah, and it's obvious the company think so. Hell, he's going up against in hard, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think in for I think in for I'm up to something and obviously he would advance, but we'll have to wait to see anyway. Enough talk about the scene tournament. The only reason why I brought that up is because obviously Vaughan Evans is a central part of NXT. And yeah, so in any case, Um, so in any case, we get to so in any case we get to the world and it championship match match the number one contenders um on and for the right is Zaria in the final for the vacated championship. You have Skyward or up against Fallon Henley Skyward or as the season two and now for the men of LFG. So this is a first outing on NXT. She gave a good account of herself, maybe a couple and else kick, and but more times she shows more confidential and NXT is broadcast all over the world. The each of difference in as the LFG is only kind of broadcast in America and Canada, so there's not as much sort of pressure and eyeballs on the product, but I think she should give a good account of herself, but Fallon Henley defeats someone of little orchid drop her and gets a 3 count. And I actually think Sky gave a good account of herself. She was part of Team Undertaker for season of LFG, so she had a pretty good each so yeah, the more times she gets in the ring, the more confident she'll be. In the back, you see, in the back, you see Trick comes having a conversation with Killer Annie Jordan. The two of them have had involvement in DNA and they have a discussion about their humans and talking about the future um trajectory of their careers and they both agree that they did the right thing and yeah well, was a pretty interesting segment. They obviously have a connection to Carmel O'Hayes as well as Carmelo O'Hayes is the boyfriend of Killer and Jordan and also the former tag partner on a track so interesting sort of dynamic here, and it would kind of be an avenue that I'd be open to seeing a sort of an alliance between the I think that would be interesting. You could also actually add in the fact that Trick has held TNA gold in his own right and yeah, that would be a good shot. And then you get an interesting, um, the, and you get an interesting match between Avion Heights and Josh X got a good majority of the offense, and here but TV on Heights hits a belly to belly, so Exon gets the victory. He need he needed a victory here, and yeah, and yeah, it was a good enough match. Uh, um, I enjoyed that, and yeah, so pretty, yeah, so pretty decent match here, and yeah, and obviously I was on is basically told by Ava before the match noticed the backstage and not get involved. Then you then it cuts if he Winterland's congratulating Fowl and Henry, and then any Reid kind of was off the attack and Al and Henry, and yeah, and yeah, um, it sets up no, any Reid was to attack into race or and tended to get a hold some um involve championship. Sorry, get my name something stuck here. So you get confirmation that Kendall Ray where they will enjoy is going up against them in the league, who's also a very good wrestler in their own right, and that's another sort of confirmation for old or us, and yeah, Ethan, and yeah, Ethan enough off again. Again, you see the arcs out in the park actually. You see on and Sweet are going to get it. Old sure. Arsenal, I'm not very happy about being hooked on and and uh, and then yeah, so that is so yeah, that takes either that and the and your in event and then your in event match or a case against a feats um a feats correct Williams and our Asman and then match correct Williams Orchards Saints with of Kendall actually often up losing quite a bit of I they use chairs on each other. The chair shot saints get of trick look absolutely or with torture. I can actually hit a few trick shots and and he saw see ain't through the through the oh, platform the performance and through the bottom of it and then I can actually um I can say it's actually the all wanted is and Chuck gets the bit uh, other saints and he and then he said well or he's then he celebrates on top of the announce table saints and gives them an epic yeah an epic speech yes or and or a key saint gets the victory. I um I enjoyed the last monster and the match and I think now and think now it's I think now it's ein get caught all up to the main roster as I think Chirac oh, comes has on everything he needs to win NXT. He's captured both the singles titles. He's had the ENA heavyweight championship. Uh, um, and he's had some epic figures. But now is the time for him to be called up, and the episode ends with after on an Oberf. You just hear the you just hear his entrance music, and he's so wet, and he's other so he member for his NXT championship. It kind of does put the wash on Sean's over Femi on Cena Harry was over Femi a few years uh, on NXT presumably he wants another shot at the Saints, but yeah, I thought let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Pretty good episode. So it and off some good character development. I like the sort of spell personality and the whole sort of segment. And I think that is very creative. Reminded me of the if or he faces a full back in the 90s, but a very who sort of um and yeah, very interesting. So when they got the answers to so when they got all the answers to her her half, so that sort of boosted I up nice. And yeah, and then yeah, I enjoyed this episode. Only let me know you what's in the comment section. 8 out of 10. Predicted so it's enough good character development, and now it's on to next week, and I'll see you all very soon. I'll have another couple of videos out on a couple of other topics in regards to wrestling. But yeah, guys, if you tune into the reviews, I'll see you next week. But if you want to stick around for all the other content and the other wrestling topics, feel free um, and and for tuning in. And remember to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you over very soon.